We're back. Hello. Oh, how we doing? I hope we're well. Hope everyone's on good form. Having a good week so far. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Wednesday 8th. Right. We are getting back on to train game. There is no train game. Hold on. I'm moving things around. My brain is scattered. Lock in. Lock in. We are doing more chess game. There we go. Got there. Got there eventually. I need to put this more this way so it actually gets me at the desk. Yeah. Maybe we... There we go. That's more normal. That's how I usually have it. I think, anyway. Close enough. Maybe it's not. Go on. I'm getting confused. Everything's all over the place. My hair's all over the place. But we're sending it. Leon's learning Cormac. Yeah, how is your new keyboard actually? Because I just got notification this morning that mine is on its way. I don't know when it's going to be arriving. It's probably going to be about 10 days from now because it's shipping from China. But not one of the, you know, the split keyboards like you've got, but hopefully it's a smooth experience. I don't think I'd be able to do it, but fair play to you. I got the low-free flow. Yeah, the low-free flow, which is another low-profile one, like my lovely little Newfie, which I still love. It's very nice, but it's got the blue switches. The I think it's the Gator low-profile blues in this one, and the low-free flow has Kale, I think Kale Phantoms, which are still tactile mechanical low-profile switches, but they are quiet and thocky, which is better for sharing the office with Adele, because she is not very happy about the clacky blues that I have in the Newfie. Keyboard is great, but the learning curve is brutal. Yeah, that sounds about right. I was considering getting one of those like crazy dactyl ones at one point that's got like 6 keys and you just press the buttons in the right order and it does words, but I don't need to type that quick. It's kind of insanity. Anyway, what we're doing today, I've not got all the time in the world because I have a call in like an hour and 50, an hour and 30, so it's going to be a short stream today, but I'm going to try and blitz through as much as I possibly can, so that we get experience. Here's what we've got. Here's what we've done so far in the past three streams that we've done on this game. We introduced our little model for the whatever that's called, the knight. We got our move positions showing up properly, and we got some animations set up for things as well, so our pieces move around the board nicely. We can see when things are going to be captured. We have capturing working. Basically all the foundations of getting this game functional are in place. What we need to do today, and what I would like to do today, is add in the king, because, you know, the king is kind of the most important part in chess, and it's something that we need to be able to get a loop in place. And following adding in the king, I want to put a loop in place. So my thoughts for this is that I don't want to be fully traditional chess, because there's probably things around a base level chess engine that are a little bit more in depth for what we have the foundations to do at the moment, but also if I'm thinking about playing on potentially different size boards, weird size boards with different chess layouts, and being able to assign different abilities, power-ups, etc. to your chess pieces, I don't want to be like locking myself into kind of checking if we've checked the king, stopping the king from walking his way into check, because maybe there's some like strategy that we could look to implement where putting the king in danger actually is beneficial, and there could be some fun play around that. So we're going to try and get it so that if the king is taken, you lose, not if the king is checkmated, you lose. But yeah, we could probably look to see if we can put in checks or checkmate checks as well. Maybe it'll speed up ending the game if you want to resign or whatever. But anyway, we're going to jump straight into it. So what I've done is just created a file, game manager, which is pretty standard. I always have a game manager class in my games, but we have a question here for, you know, if we're going to follow a roguelike game loop in this, do we actually want to look at doing the game manager as a game manager and have an additional class separate to that, which would be something like a match manager or a round manager, where the game manager controls the actual flow through, you know, building up your deck, as it were, and progressing through the narrative, as it were, and then the match manager itself we create instances of as we progress through, and that has the responsibility of managing each individual match. And I think that's probably what I want to look at doing, or the angle that I want to take, which means we're probably not going to do much touching the game manager at the moment. We are just going to focus on looking at the match manager. So let's go ahead and clean some things up, shall we? I'm going to make a new folder, and we're going to call it, I don't know, we'll call it Game Management Systems, or Game Management, yeah, Game Management. We'll put the Game Manager in there, and I'm going to go ahead and create that other Match Manager. Honestly, there are some projects that people make where they'll make a manager that manages all of their managers, and it's, you know, when you hit that point, things are probably going a bit wrong. It's probably a little bit too far. Hopefully we're not going to get to that point here. We'll probably have like a UI manager and a I mean, that's probably it actually, just a UI manager. There might be a save manager depending on, you know, how deep we get, but we'll see. Oh, we in here want to have basically a similar structure to how our game manager is structured. We're going to have a public enum match state, because this is going to be just a simple state machine. And so in this state, we want to have probably game setup. So that's going to be the first stage. That's where we create the board, spawn the pieces. Then there's going to be player turn. Whoops, equal to 1. Then we want enemy turn. Turn evaluation. And maybe player win and player lose. Something like that. And this is a pretty generic, I should probably make a generic class for this actually, that is a simple state manager. So yeah, let's talk about the architecture for this real quick and the structure that I tend to follow with these. So in a simple state manager where I don't have like crazy complex behavior going on, it's usually just like a method needs to run once at any given time for a specific state. It's not like constant updates or anything like that. I will have a class which is called my something manager. That then has an enum inside it which has the something state. In the case of the match manager, we've got match manager with match state, game manager, game state, blah blah blah. And then in that we'll have a set of members. We'll have a private match state, or whatever the state is, which is going to be our current state. And actually we can probably make this public getter with a private setter, just in case we want to see it somewhere else, like so. we will have a serialized field private match state. Whoop. Initial state, because maybe we want to start somewhere else for testing purposes or whatever it may be. And then we'll have a public void change state, which takes in a match state, new state, and we're just going to do a switch on this, which, you know, typically people are like, switches are code smells, but it's usually only in, there's certain places where switches are applicable. I feel like this is one of them, where we're not having like crazy dynamic complex branching behavior. We know we've got a finite amount of options and a finite amount of outcomes that are going to come from that. At most, we'll maybe remove one case or add one case, but it's not gonna affect the structure of our code particularly dramatically. So let's do that. We're gonna say if oh, actually, yeah, that is something that I want to add. We want to add a another case here called like empty. Can I set that to -1? I can. Amazing. So that's going to be our default value for the current state, and we want to do a check to say if new state is equal to current state, then we return, because we don't want to do any state transitions if we're trying to transition into the same state. Otherwise, we'll say current state equals new state, and then we switch on current state. And I think we can go in here and add all our missing cases. And what this then looks like is typically a private enumerator handle, and then whatever the state is. So this is going to be handle game setup. And we're just going to put a default yield return null for each of these, and I'm going to go ahead and put our methods in. Yield return null on handle game setup. What have we got? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Amazing. So handle game setup, we are going to handle the player turn. We're going to handle enemy turn, handle turn evaluation, handle player win, and handle player loss. Like so. And then of course in each of these cases we don't need empty, we're just going to ignore that. So what I can actually do is if I just move this down to the bottom, and I think I can probably do the case for can never remember the syntax for a default case because I don't tend to do them. It is just default. There we go. So we could just do like that. If we get empty or default, we break. Because I mean they're going to be the same thing anyway. And then for the rest, we're going to go ahead and call start coroutine. Not like that. Coroutine. Handle game setup. And it's going to be the same thing. Same story for all of our what's-its. Make sure we get these in the right place as well. Boop, boop. And boop, boop. There we go. Cool. So on paper, first thing we're going to do. Oh well, I need to actually go and put the function names in here as well, don't I? I just got my new mouse rock up today as well, which is nice. It's got the MX Master S3 or 3S, whichever it's called. It's very nice, very nice. But I forgot that like the buttons aren't like clicky. They're again more kind of thocky. Still got some tactile, but they don't make loads of noise, which is interesting. It's weird to get used to, but it's very nice having like the smooth scrolly wheel and all the rest of it. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So for each of these things, what we want to do is have things happen where we determine you know, what the play order is. So in the game setup, this is probably going to be or well, I say probably, this is going to be where we do the following. Set up the game board. Create our, can't type, our player pieces. Create our enemy pieces. And then we switch to handle player turn. So it'll be a simple case of change state, match state dot player turn. Boom, done. Cool. So that's step number one. Reason I pause for a second there is because I'm just thinking about we need to be tracking whose turn it just was. Because what we want to do with the handling the different turns, we want to probably make the move, then evaluate the turn, and then switch to the opposite turn. So we could probably do this with a Boolean, which is kind of jank. I don't know how I feel about this. Make this another property like so. When we handle player turn, we can say is player turn equals true. And when we handle the enemy turn, we can say is player turn equals false. At the end of both of these, we're going to change state to evaluate the... yeah, evaluate. There we go. And then in our handle turn evaluation, I'm going to put a to-do in here. Check if either king has been taken. Kings are alive. Continue to next turn. So this is going to say if it is the player's turn, we can simplify this. Change state. Is player turn? Then it's going to be enemy. Otherwise, it's not the player's turn. So let's make it the player's turn. Cool. Nice and simple. Oh, I've just thought we're going to have to come up with some, like, screwy AI, aren't we? Which, you know what? We can do that. We can do that. Let's go on to our selection controller. And we're going to do some checks on this to see if the piece that we select is ours. So I think actually what we can probably do is go on the piece object itself. And when we click on the piece, let's do a check if not is dark. Then we'll set it selected and we'll still invoke the thing. So what I'm thinking this should do now, if I'm going to go and hit play to see how this looks. We should no longer be able to select dark pieces. but we should still be able to click on them and it will deselect the piece that we've got selected. So yeah, we're not getting any selection on here, but I can still click. Yeah, cool. I can still move my piece fine, and we're not getting any movement on here. Fantastic. That is exactly what I want. We can still capture. Good. All is well. So, in our, I mean, I guess let's start migrating a lot of the setup over into here then, shall we? Our match manager is going to have a serialized field, private, board manager, board manager, call it that. We're going to want to keep track of the like the board config in here as well. So the player's current set of pieces and the enemy's current set of pieces. So let's go ahead and do something for that. We are going to do that by having a serialized field, private, and this is eventually... Okay, here we go. Let's mark this with a to-do. To-do. Move to game manager. So we're going to have a private board config, initial config. Because what I'd like to do is when we start the game, we'll load this data in, and it can change as the given run progresses, but it's like that gives us our base definition. So we can then have a private list of what did we call it? Board tile data. Board tile data, and this is going to be our player pieces, and we'll have a private list board tile data of enemy pieces. And there's probably going to be some rejigging that I want to do in the board manager here, where when we generate the grid, I don't want to generate the pieces straight up. We probably want to move some of this logic out into separate separate methods. So our generate grid can actually just generate the tiles, and then we'll call a separate method for generating all of our pieces, which we can abstract up to the match manager, and it can just call down to the board for put piece at position, or create piece at position, or something like that. So let's do that. I have public void create piece at position, and we want this to take in our, what is data? Data is a board tile data. Yeah, cool. I want to take in a board tile data. Oh, perhaps we don't even need to take in the board tile data. No, I don't think I do want to take in the data. I want to abstract away from that. So we want to take in the, I think it's a vector2 int, right? Yep, vector2 int position, and the piece data, piece data, and then a bool is dark. Can't type. And this is basically going to do this. Except instead of all of this rubbish, we're going to just replace it with our parameters we pass in. So if the position is valid, our position is the position. I don't think we need to cache this anymore because we've got it. That's going to be position.x. That's going to be position.y. And we want to, again, probably get rid of these offsets at some point because they're going to cause us issues in the long run. But for now, board config.board board size, board config board size. Oh, and I realize actually we're going to be moving all of this out, aren't we? Because it's in the going in the match manager. Haha. Yeah, okay, so we're definitely going to want to no. Here we go. Let's get rid of that. We're going to have a private private vector2 int board size, and then when we generate our grid we can pass in that size. So we're going to have vector2 int board size, and then we just do that. Boom. Amazing. But we can also say that our board size equals board size. So we've got a cache of it in here, and that way we can make use of it down below. Board size. Board size. Cool. Piece data is dark. What was I passing in before up here? It's the board tile data. Yeah. Cool. Let's delete this from here because we don't need that there anymore. This is going to be the position. Lovely stuff. We're not going to generate the grid up here anymore. We're just going to do all of the gubbins where we set up our thing. Very good at words, me. And let's go down here as well, replace all of our board config dot board size with just straight up board size. Board size. That's also incredibly nice now, is having a mouse with a horizontal scroll wheel, so I can scroll vertically and horizontally. Yeah, that makes my life a lot happier. Sweet. So then in our match manager, when we handle the game setup, we can start off by saying let's do board manager dot generate grid. We'll pass in our board. What's our data called? Oh yeah, of course, we said we were going to load it out. Oh well. Initial config dot board size, like that. And then for generating the player pieces, let's move these into their rightful positions. Generating the player pieces, we're going to do realistically, we're going to need to do some link stuff. So we're going to do initial, and this is for the time being. Eventually we're going to work to making everything sit separate. But like I say, for the time being, we're going to do initial config dot board data dot where with a capital W. Let's go ahead and import link, and it's going to be D for data, and we want to say D dot is dark is equal to false. And then I think we can do a for each on that. Again, D, and we'll call board manager dot create piece at position, D dot position, D dot piece data, and D dot is dark, like that. And then it will be the same story for our enemy pieces. We're just going to do where is dark is true. And I think actually we can simplify this down and say not d dot is dark and d dot is dark. Let's go ahead and put these down below as well so that it's a little nicer to read. Cool. You know, we don't even need to specify d dot is dark here. We could just say true and false explicitly, but it's probably best that we don't. Oh wait, I'm seeing buffering on the stream. No, it's still going. It's still going. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, cool. So if we drag and drop a match manager into our scene, create an empty match manager, we'll go ahead and give this a reset for its position. Get all of this initialized. We want to start on game setup. Our board manager is going to be our board, and our initial config is going to be the only board config that we've got, which is test chess. If I press save and hit play, we should see everything as normal. And yet we don't. We see nothing. I think it's probably because our current state is going to be oh no, it's because we're not actually we're not starting the game. Let's do that, shall we? We're going to go start, private void start, and we don't need to do anything fancy in here. All we're going to do is change state, game setup, match state dot game setup. There we go. Cool. $30 minutes in. Okay, we've got about 30-45 minutes left before I'll need to wrap up. This is a proper code speed run here. No, still nothing, still nothing. So now I believe that my theory will be correct, that the current state is already equal to game setup, because game setup has a value of 1. So I mean, let's just start by saying we're going to do something a bit janky. Say current state equals empty. Just to make sure that they are explicitly different, and we'll see if that fixes it. If it doesn't, we know that we've done something wrong in one of these methods here. But I think that should do it. That should do it. Oh, we crashed. Lord, why? So that means that I've clearly created a little infinite loop somewhere. We'll have to figure out what I've done. Ooh. And how I can fix it. Of course. It's all of this. Because we're just going to be looping around infinitely. Let's do this for a second. We're going to have a to-do. Wait for player movement input. And yeah, we'll wait. We'll do nothing for the whole time that we're in there. But we'll also debug. Debug.log. It's the player's turn. Just to make sure that we're getting there. Which I'm certain we will be, but nice to guarantee it. Yeah, perfect. That is the player's turn. We still can't select any of the black pieces up here, but we can select our white pieces down here. Everything is moving properly. And tabby dozy. Okay, okay. So, with that all in place, what we probably want to do then is have, we want to have the event for when a piece moves be listened for in here so that we can, do the thing. What would be nice to do is if I could go in here and say like yield return player controller dot move or something like that, so that we can then have that do the waiting until the player actually moves a piece. And I think for the most part it's going to work kind of in the same way that, or it's going to work in the way that I have in my head. As much as I don't like it, I think that's also how input for a keyboard or anything works, where we just we wait to listen for an event. I wonder actually, let me just open a, can I yield for an event in a coroutine? Coroutine's next number of lines, Aseprite, start coroutine, blah blah blah. Yield the result. That's fine. Waiting for an event inside a coroutine. Cool. No built-in direct method to wait for the event itself, but you can use a synchronous nested coroutine to wait for a... Yeah, that's basically exactly what I was thinking. So we'll have... yeah, something like this, some boolean that will be false until the player makes their move, and when that becomes true we can break out. So it's just a question of if I want to push that down the chain or if I wait to have the listener, or if I have the listener up here. I think I probably want to push it further down the chain, which means it's going to end up being in my selection controller. In here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do... we're gonna do a public IEnumerator, and this is where I want to check that this is a singleton. It is. Fantastic. Public IEnumerator handle player move selection, and in here we are now going to need a private bool has moved. We'll say has moved equals false. And then, what do we want to do? Yeah, just this. Return new wait until. Yield return new wait until. And then I get, do we have to pass it as an anonymous function? I guess we can do a like a public class wait for bool. Wait, hold on. Yeah, wait until. like that. Nice. Oh, it takes a flow. What is a flow? I'm not going to... Forget it. We're not going to delve that deep. We don't have the time for it right now. We'll pass an anonymous function, and I'll refactor it later. So we're going to wait until has moved is true. What? Can I not do that? Yeah, look at that. I think it's imported the wrong kind from visual scripting. Yeah, I shouldn't need any additional imports. I should just be able to do the thing. Oh, I've put wait unit. Wait until... There we go. Gosh. Oh, I definitely can't. Okay, fine. Anonymous function it is. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way I want to do it. And then in the board manager, not the board manager, the match manager over here, we can say yield return selection manager controller even dot instance dot handle player move selection. Then we go ahead and do this. The only thing that we want to make sure that we do is we wait for this before firing off our this one. So that means we're going to have to put some more coroutines in places. So we are going to make this an I enumerator. That's going to be yield break. You're going to be yield return that, and then we want to say has moved equals true. Yep, that sounds about right to me. So back in the board manager, we want this move piece to tile to become an I enumerator. And we want to... Oh no, because we want to wait for the visuals to update, don't we? Not for the actual movement, because the movement is instantaneous. Yeah, what? For the time being, let's not faff. Let's not faff too hard. We're just going to keep this as it was. And then perhaps we listen for... Yeah, we probably want to listen for an event on here, actually, that is on player piece moved. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we can actually go onto our piece object, and where it's doing the move, do we have a event for on piece moved? We do have a piece move event on piece moved. So in our oh no, it's on the visuals, isn't it? The piece visual. Right, so we need an event on here. public static unity event, and this is going to be nothing. Doesn't need to be anything. We're going to make it read only. Static read only unity event on piece visual moved equals new. And then we are just going to go into the handle piece moved on complete. We'll do a couple of things. We'll say is moving is false. Come on. Get in your place. Bang. Bang. Is moving is false. And on piece visual moved dot invoke. Like that. And then rather than I think rather than doing it in here, let's just do it in the match manager. We're going to yield return new wait until and our bool is going to be move completed equals true. Let's create a bool for that. Probable move completed. Gonna make sure we set that equal to false as soon as we enter the move, same as we do with the player turns. And then we can basically do the same thing down here in the enemy turn. It's the enemy's turn, and all we need then is a private void handle move completed, and that's just going to say move completed equals true. And then in our start method we will say piece visual dot on piece visual moved dot add listener or handle piece what did I call it? Handle move completed. And as always, do an on private void on destroy, which will just unsubscribe from that. Sweep. Let's just copy, paste, remove listener. And that should do it. That should do it. So we now should be able to make one move and no longer be able to make the move. Well, I say we'll no longer be able to make the move. We will be able to make the move because all of this is still going to be working. So we need to put some validation in. I mean, we could probably put it in the piece objects actually on their selection. Where's my on pointer click? So we'll do a little check in here to say if match manager dot instance. Did I not make the match manager a singleton? I haven't made the match manager a singleton. All right then. I kind of want to make it a singleton, but I shouldn't. I should not make it a singleton. I mean, I could use events. I could use events. I could use events. But I don't want to use events, really. Because I don't want to end up being too kind of detached, tangled. What do you mean I'm never using move completed? I'm using it here. There we go. 2 equals. Nice. So everything should theoretically be working like it was. It's the player's turn, it's the enemy's turn immediately. Well, that's not right. But we have got turn switching. You can see down at the bottom here, we are, when I make a move, if I just move the bishop, we get another, it's the player's turn. It'll be easier to see if I don't collapse. Move again. It's the enemy's turn. It's the player's turn. Cool. So that's working properly, more or less. We just need to make sure that we say move completed. Yeah, move completed is false. We want to wait until it's true. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's because when we do the setup, we're moving the piece to the position, which is handling this piece moved, and then firing our on piece visual moved invocation straight away, and it's already the player turn because we're not like waiting for any of that to happen yet. So I guess we could probably yeah, we're probably going to want to do, we're going to want to figure out some workaround for that, aren't we? Maybe we don't subscribe until after, but then that's not gonna actually do it either, is it? Well, I'll tell you what, while I think about that, let's go ahead and create a very basic enemy AI, which we're going to do. I'm going to make a new folder, enemy AI, and we're going to create a C# script, which will be called my enemy AI, and this is going to be abstract. Public abstract class enemy AI. We will make it, I don't think it even needs to be a mono behavior, to be fair. We can just have it be this, and we'll go ahead and say we'll just give it a public it needs to be a public how do we execute moves? I've already forgotten. I've already forgotten how we're executing moves. We're doing it in the selection controller, aren't we? Board manager .instance.move piece to tile, select a piece tile if it's a valid move position. So we want to basically just do get. Yeah, we want to remove a move. Yes, we want to return a move. Which I think is a movement data. Am I right with that? When I check if it's a valid move position, we pass in the target tile. Yeah, we get all the movement datas, and then for all the spaces in that movement data. Okay, so we actually probably want to return a tuple of some sort that is going to be a piece object, piece to move, and a tile, target tile. And this is going to be get, move. And I think we'll pass into this. What do we need to pass into this? My brain is not working, and I've got like 4 minutes. We need to pass in a list of whatever we've got in the selection controller, not the selection controller, the match manager, list of board tile data. No, we want to pass in a list of piece data, which is going to be our pieces, and board, I guess. I think that's going to be what we need. And then what we can do is go ahead. I'm going to make a new class still, which is going to be my random enemy AI. And all this is going to do is override our enemy AI. We want to what do we want to do? We want to just grab a random move. We'll pick a random piece and then pick a random move, and we'll return those things. I think that works. Bionicle, hello. You've not missed much, to be fair. We've done a bit of refactoring, made this match manager script, which we're going to use for managing the game state of a given match. And I'm now making a basic AI, which will randomly pick a piece and move it to one of its random spaces. So, the question is, how do I do that? I want to do pieces dot order by, and we're going to just discard because we don't care. It's going to be random dot value dot where, and this is going to be passing in a piece dot data. Oh, it is the data. Piece dot get valid. What's the method that I put on the piece data for getting its moves? It's just valid moves. Piece dot valid moves dot. Or did I actually put it on the piece object? Oh no, it is on the piece dot valid moves dot for each. Yeah, I also want to do piece dot valid moves dot where, and we'll do m. I'm going to do m dot get valid spaces. And I can't for the life of me remember what we pass in here. Passing in board tile, piece position. Ooh. Yeah, that's a point. Okay, so we do want this to be a list of pieces. Piece object, even. So that's going to be p.data dot valid move, get valid spaces, and it's going to be piece p dot position. Oh, I don't have access. It's the occupied tile dot. I think that's it actually, right, isn't it? I just need the board tile, yeah. Is dark is going to be true. And we want where the count of that, so we'll do it to a list. What am I looking at here? This is this one dot to list dot length count. What error am I looking at here? Oh, because I'm not dot count. Of course. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, this is disgusting. I don't want to do that. I guess I'll just order them randomly. Like that. And then we'll do a for each. Oh, well, we'll say... let's have a piece object. Piece to move equals null. And a... actually, I think I can do this as a, as my little tuple. Whoops. Great. So then for each piece, var piece in pieces dot order by random random dot value, we'll say again for each var move in piece dot move piece dot data dot move z dot order by. This is awful. I hate this very much. Random dot value. And then we want to get the valid moves. So again, for each var valid move in move dot get valid spaces, or better yet, let's cache it. So we can say var valid moves equals move dot get valid spaces, and we're passing in the piece, and piece dot is dark. Way careful. Is dark. That needs to be piece dot occupied tile, and then we can say if valid moves dot count is greater than 0, move equals or move dot target tile equals forget how to name things in tuples. How to name a parameter in a tuple. C#. Oof, I am getting close to needing to wrap up. Yeah, I think I should be able to do that. I think I should be able to do move dot target tile equals, and it's going to be oh, we need to still grab a random one, and you know what, we can just return a thing. Now return null. Screw it, default. If it's equal, if we have some, we're going to say valid moves dot order by, again, random dot value, and then return new. Or actually, I think we can return piece object piece to move. Or maybe I do have to return a new. There we go. God, you can tell I don't use tuples enough. What's it? Tuple literal expression. Am I being blind? I don't see a tuple in here anywhere. Oh, I'm just, yeah, I haven't scrolled far enough. Oh, great, I can just do it like that. Okay, cool. Ugh. So I want to return, and it's going to be valid moves wrong button, valid moves 0 dot oh well, piece first, piece, and then valid move 0 dot oh well, valid move 0 dot move tile. There we go, got there in the end. Why do you have an error? No suitable method found to override. What do you mean? Am I being stupid? I think I was. Oh, of course, yeah, I changed it to take in piece objects, didn't I? AI piece object. Which means we actually need to keep a track of not board tile data, but of the pieces that we get. So we probably also want to return the piece here. And then after we've done all this stuff, we can return new piece. Whoops. It's going to be return null there, and then return new piece here. There we go. Semicolon. Bang. Bang. Amazing. And then back in the match manager, we want to have this be a list of piece object. This also be a list of piece object. Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. I'm gonna have to refactor all of this and do it completely differently. But I wanna see something working for the very short stream that I'm gonna be doing today. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. We're going to say player pieces dot add this, and enemy pieces dot add this, and then we can say let's have a private enemy AI. I think that works. And when we set up the game, we can say enemy AI equals new random enemy AI. And on the enemy turn, we'll say, you know, debug.log like we did, and then we'll say board manager.move instance.move piece to tile, and it's going to be or well, we'll say var move equals enemy AI dot get move enemy pieces and the board manager, and then we'll do move dot piece and move dot tile. Great, and now we should have an enemy AI that works. It's going to be incredibly janky, and it's going to pick some real random things. We may eventually hit points where we don't have any moves as well, which obviously we're not coping with right now. So this is a really terrible solution, and I'm going to have to think it through a lot better. But, you know, we move. Oh, we got a null reference exception on the board manager. Of course, I haven't, I don't think I've made the lists. Yeah. So let's go ahead and initialize those. Player pieces equals new. Enemy pieces, no. Pieces equals new. Try this again. Amazing, look at that, enemy move. I'm gonna move my bishop. Nice. Oh, that's really satisfying, actually. Nice. Well, there we go. I mean, look, now he's attacking my my thing. What we can do eventually is actually set the move selection up to prioritize things. If I step here, There's still one valid move. I want to try and make it so that there's no valid moves. There we go. Got there. Although that's not true, there is a valid move. We could move this guy to here, we could move this guy to here. There's a few different valid moves, so you know, we'll have to check some things. Oof. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check something there. That shouldn't be throwing me a null reference exception. Oh, I know what it is. It's because we've taken pieces. It's probably tried to select a piece that we've taken because it's still in the list. We're not removing them from the list, so we'll have to, yeah, I'll have to do some planning. I'll probably draw up a diagram ahead of tomorrow and we can use that as reference. But unfortunately, I don't have any more time today. I'm already overrunning, which is unfortunate. It was a short stream and I'm kind of miffed about that, but I'll make up for it tomorrow by doing a longer one probably. So with that, if you want to see that one, please hit that subscribe button and join the Discord server to get notified of when the stream is starting. If you want to support the studio, Patreon link in description. If you want to support for less, buy me a coffee link over this way, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one. Thanks very much.